After Sunday's clash with the Miami Dolphins, Bears fans had something to cheer about, and Ben Johnson made sure everyone knew it. The head coach couldn't stop praising the young guns on his roster: Luther Burden, Colston Love, Kyle Monangai, and Austin Booker. These guys didn't just play, they set the tone. Before we dive into the details of what Johnson said, let's make sure you don't miss any breaking Bears news. Before listening to the latest updates, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and don't forget to ring the bell icon so you're the first to know when fresh news drops. Now back to the action. The rookies came out swinging against Miami. They brought energy, discipline, and flashes of brilliance that reminded fans of what Chicago football can be. Johnson, known for keeping praise measured, still made it clear he's impressed. Take Luther Burden, for example. Wearing number 87, he looked like he'd been in the league for years. Sharp route running, smart decisions, and that signature yards after catch ability he showed back at Mizzou. One of his plays even kept the Bears in striking distance late in the game. Johnson summed it up simply: he's working his tail off behind the scenes. He's constantly with wide receivers coach Antwaan Randle soaking up everything. Ben Johnson isn't just watching his rookies on game day, he's watching them everywhere. At breakfast, in the hallways, during extra drills most fans never see. And one thing is becoming crystal clear: the little details are starting to click. Take Luther Burden. His football IQ jumped off the field in Miami. Right before halftime, Tyson Bagent hit him on the sideline, and Burden had the awareness to step out with 1 second left on the clock. That tiny moment gave Cairo Santos the chance to knock through a field goal and cut the deficit to 4 instead of 7. It's the kind of situational awareness you expect from veterans, not a rookie making his NFL debut. That doesn't happen by accident. Burden's putting in the work, and the coaching staff is sharpening every edge of his game. The box score won't blow you away: 2 catches on 3 targets for 29 yards, but the impact was there. He averaged 14.5 yards per grab, showing the burst and playmaking Chicago drafted him for. No touchdowns yet, but the performance was a statement: I belong here. This is a player with something to prove. Many saw him as a first-round talent, yet 31 teams let him slide to the second. Now every week is a chance to make them regret it. Against Miami, he started that journey. Johnson is seeing the hunger, not just from Burden, but from Colston, Love, and Kyle Monangai as well. They're earning his trust 1 rep at a time, even if he's careful not to crown them too early. For all the excitement around Chicago's young core, Ben Johnson is keeping one thing crystal clear: trust has to be earned. Trust. That's a strong word, he said, making it clear he's not ready to hand it out just yet. But he wasn't being negative, far from it. Johnson followed with praise, saying he loves the direction these rookies are heading and the look in their eyes before kickoff. It's a balancing act. Too much praise and a young player's ego can swell. Too little and confidence can fade. Johnson's walking the middle ground, keeping everyone equal, pushing the message that there are no favorites in his locker room. Every player, rookie or vet, has to prove themselves through consistency, maturity, and understanding the why behind the coach's decisions. And while he's not ready to say, "I trust them," outright, his satisfaction with their growth is obvious. The rookies have caught his attention, now they just need to keep it. One of those rookies is Kyle Monangai. The 7th-round pick out of Rutgers came into Sunday looking like a hidden gem. There must be something in the water at Rutgers. They've been sending out tough, productive backs for years. Monangai's debut was more proof. He ran hard, kept his pads low, and refused to go down on first contact. As quarterback Tyson Bagent put it, he's very downhill. Rarely does the first guy bring him down. He's always falling forward. That's how teammates describe Kyle Monangai, and when you pair that with rock-solid ball security, you got exactly what coaches dream of in a running back. Against Miami, he proved it. 6 carries, 30 yards, a clean 5-yard average, and 3 official broken tackles, though if you were watching closely, you might have counted 4. Monangai didn't just hit the hole, he bounced off defenders, created yards after contact, and kept the chains moving. Only once all game did he get stopped behind the line. His longest run, a gritty 13-yarder, saw him shed 2 Dolphins tacklers, including a defensive lineman, before dragging himself into open space. Performances like that don't just fill up a stat sheet, they move you up the depth chart. With Roshan Johnson and Travis Homer still nursing injuries, Monangai could very well be RB2 before long. And if DeAndre Swift suits up this weekend and delivers, the Bears might be looking at a dangerous 1-2 punch in the backfield. Ben Johnson's excitement didn't stop at the run game, though. He also singled out the battle for the backup quarterback spot. Tyson Bagent and Case Keenum are locked in a tight competition for QB2 and both impressed against Miami. Austin Reed got some snaps, but it was Bagent and Keenum who drew the most praise. I thought both of those guys operated at a high level, Johnson said. We've had our share of ups and downs in camp, but today there were no pre-snap penalties. The operation was smooth. It was a sign that this offense is starting to find its rhythm. There's still a long road through camp and preseason ahead, but the foundation is there. As camp continues, the playbook will only grow and the timing will sharpen, but even now, the Bears' offense is showing life. Tyson Bagent moved the ball well, stacking up over 100 yards and tossing a touchdown with his lone interception still debatable on who it truly belonged to. Case Keenum, facing a different defensive look, was even sharper. 2 passing touchdowns, no turnovers, and the poise of a veteran who's seen it all. For Chicago, that's reassurance. If, heaven forbid, something ever happens to Caleb Williams, there's depth behind him that can keep the offense afloat. And if this unit moves this well with the backups, the expectation is it'll only get more dangerous when the starters take over. On the other side of the ball, Austin Booker was impossible to ignore. Ben Johnson didn't mince words, calling the second-year edge rusher out of Kansas a menace, and he meant it. Booker wasn't just making plays, he was wrecking drives and flipping momentum to the offense. 6 total tackles, 4 solo, 3 sacks, a forced fumble, and 4 QB hits. That's the kind of stat line that sends a message across the league. Booker's path here wasn't easy. He left college early, bet on himself, and entered the NFL as a late-round pick. Now he's showing exactly why that gamble might pay off for both him and the Bears. Austin Booker's story gets even more impressive when you remember he's still under 23 and played only 2 years of college ball. Pair him with Gervin Dexter SR and the Bears might have a disruptive defensive duo for years to come. Physically, Booker looks transformed, bigger, stronger, faster. This offseason, he trained heavily with Montez Sweat, who openly praised his progress, and worked alongside Dennis Allen, a coach with a knack for unlocking the potential of young edge rushers. The results showed up immediately against Miami. Even when lined up against the Dolphins' starting unit in the opening quarter, Booker was making plays, sacks, tackles for loss, and relentless pressure. That kind of performance changes the outlook of Chicago's defense. Suddenly, the rotation looks deeper than expected, giving the Bears the ability to keep fresh legs on the field and keep offenses uncomfortable for all 4 quarters. It's the kind of depth that builds confidence, not just for the players, but for fans who are starting to see a defense capable of making noise every snap. With energy like this, it's no wonder Ben Johnson's fired up. The young core is coming alive, and if this trajectory holds, the Bears won't just be competing, they'll be dictating the pace. The young core is coming alive, and if this trajectory holds, the Bears won't just be competing, they'll be dictating the pace.